Hello everyone! Today I'm gonna show you all the books I got on 2021. First, the books I bought with my money. The first book I bought was Shadow and Bone, and it came with a Netflix sticker that I can remove, which is a shame. I first read the Shadow and Bone trilogy on 2017, but I wanted to reread it to watch the Netflix show. So I bought it and reread it in 2021. As you can see, I already marked what my favorite scenes were. The book has a map, and then the start of the chapters are like this. It also has bonus material, which are the letters Mal wrote to Alina. The next book I got was Unravel the Dusk. I read Spin the Dawn on 2020, and I plan to reread it maybe this year or next year. I still don't know. I actually liked Spin the Dawn more than Unravel the Dusk, but I still wanted to reread it, so I bought it. Next we have Beneath the Keep. This is a prequel of the trilogy The Queen of the Tearling. And what can I say? The Queen of the Tearling is one of my favorite books, and so is the trilogy. And ever since I read it, I've been reading it every year. So I definitely recommend you check it out. I read Beneath the Keep when it got released, which was on February of 2021. And as you can see, I tried rereading it and annotating, but I actually couldn't get past the first chapter. Because even though I liked it the first time I read it, it's still, the themes are really hard to read. So if you want to read Beneath the Keep first, you should check the trigger warnings. Also, when I ordered Beneath the Keep, I thought it would be the same size as the other three, the Thrilling Trilogy, but it actually is bigger. So that's something to have in mind. Next we have a Spanish book, El día que se perdió la cordura. I rarely go to the bookstore because I want to read more in English and improve my reading skills, so I mostly order through Amazon. But in some rare occasions I do go to bookstores, and this time I ended up buying this book. And I still haven't read it. Next up is the collector's editions of Six of Crows. Every time I see this book on my shelves makes me so happy. It's my first book with sprayed edges and also a collector's edition. I don't know if you can see it, but it's shiny. That makes me happy. At the start it has the map and kind of a letter from Leith Verdugo, and then at the end, as I'll show you, it has the illustrations of the characters. Then I bought the box set Daughter of Smoke and Bone, which contains the whole trilogy. A few years ago, I bought the first book in Spanish, and I actually really liked it. And after a few years, I read the whole trilogy, and I didn't have the other two in physical, so I figured I would buy all three of them in English. I plan on rereading it, but I don't think it will be this year. Maybe next year, or maybe I read the first one this year and maybe the other two next year. I still don't know. I love these covers, but is it just me, or does the third one looks exactly like Leif Verdugo? Also, just wanted to say that I'm currently reading Strange the Dreamer, and so far I'm really liking it. Next we have Averted by Naomi Novik. This is another book I own in Spanish, but because I really like it, I wanted to own it in English as well. I've also read Spinning Silver by Naomi Novik, but I didn't like it as much as this one. Then we have another book in Spanish, which is La Música del Silencio by Patrick Rothfuss. I own the first two books, but this one I read it through my local library. And I'm currently waiting for the last book to be released, as everyone else. I had no intention of buying it, but it was so little and cute, I just couldn't resist. And it has illustrations, which is a bonus. That was all for the books I bought. Now I'm gonna show you the mangas I bought. First, we have, of course, Attack on Titan. I bought it in Spanish. So, in Spanish, it's Ataque a los Titanes. Though I always prefer calling it in Japanese, which is Shingeki no Kyojin. This manga is hell. If you know, you know. I tend to buy mangas slowly because they actually cost a lot for me and I can't wait to get them. Like, I don't need them at the moment I read them. Then we have Yotsuba, the volume number 7. And it's a bit funny because I actually own from volume 1 to volume 11 currently, but I didn't have number 7 and also I still don't have the number 6. Because where I live there aren't really bookstores that sell manga. There's actually one, but they don't have all the volumes on stock and they don't have many series. So every time I went there, I only bought what they had in stock. That's how I ended up without getting the number 6. But I actually went there a few months ago and I ordered a volume and I asked if they could order the number 6 volume for me of Yotsuba, but the suppliers didn't have it, so that's really strange. I hope I can complete my volumes someday. And then finally we have Shingeki no Kyojin, the last volume, and this is the one I ordered from the bookstore I told you, and they sent it to me because at first there was no stock when it got released in Spain and I wanted to order it through Amazon, but they didn't have it. So I went to this bookstore in hopes they had it in stock, but they also didn't have it and they actually had to order it. And then we have another 2 volumes. This manga is called Yakuza Amo de Casa in Spanish, and I think in English it's called The Way of the House Husband. It's a really funny manga. I really recommend it. Then we have the books I was given. I was given these two books in exchange for a review. I got this through Edición Anticipada, and I actually liked both these books, even though it's not what I usually read. If you want to see my opinion on this, the reviews are up on my Goodreads. The first book, I received it from my mom, and it's a copy of Agatha Christie's, and then there were none. In Spanish, it's called Diez Negritos, and I actually went to buy it with her. We went to a second-hand store, and I saw this copy. It still had plastic around it, so it's practically new, and it was so cheap. I first read this book through my local library, and it blew my mind. Actually, all the books I got on Christmas, I bought them myself and then gave them to my family members. They could give them back to myself. Of course, I got my money back. And more importantly, I got the books. Then we have, of course, The Love Hypothesis. I read this in November, I think, and I really enjoyed it, so I had to get a copy of this. I don't really read romance, but when I do, I'm surprised. Next one is Siege and Storm, and I got this because I heard the Netflix adaptation would get a second part, so I want to reread Siege and Storm before they release it. The spines combined are so beautiful, so pretty. I love the colors. And finally, I got the first volume of Haikyuu. I actually don't plan on collecting all the volumes for Haikyuu, but I still wanted to get the first one. And that's it. That's all the books I got on 2021. I hope you had a great time and see ya!